Welcome to the Blessed Mindset Matters podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Raykel, and you guys already know that I believe that mindset matters about everything. If you want to be successful, mindset matters. Okay, I am broadcasting on WYTV7, and at WYTV7, it is our mission to educate, empower, and encourage you with our stories, with stories from our guests, stories, and our testimonies, and just the way we think. We want to encourage you. If you have been enjoying the Blessed podcast, I need you to do me a favor. Go to www.wytv7.org and hit that donate button. Your donations keep us on the air, all the podcasters, and we are feeding families, and we are sending children to school, to college. So go hit the donate button. Giving Tuesday is coming up next week, so please go to www.wytv7.org and donate. All right, so we're at the end of the month, and I didn't do it last month because I was in Mexico enjoying myself. Oh, it was so wonderful. But I wanted to do just a recap for the month, and just some things that I've been thinking about this month. So the first thing, the main thing I think for November, what people are going to remember about November 2021 is Kyle Rittenhouse being not guilty on all counts of murder and or the killing the two people, and just everything. And look, I am an attorney, so I do know some stuff about the law. I'm not going to get into that because everybody doesn't. So what I want to talk about though is it's not so much that he was found not guilty for murder, but not guilty on any count. And then I'm just really shocked that his mother was not brought up on charges, because how do you drop a teenage boy into that melee? It was a lot going on. I have a son. He's 27 now, but when my son was that age, I would never have in my right mind, keyword, right mind, driven my son to another state with an assault rifle for him to go and protect a community that wasn't even our own. Nah, I wouldn't have done that. I'm just saying, I wouldn't have done that. So I just thought that it was kind of interesting that America wasn't like, what's up with that? He's a teenager. That to me is, grounds for somebody to look into what's going on in that household. Now, let me just say this. We have mothers, African American mothers, who have gone to prison for dropping their kids off at a school that would be safer and would be better to educate their kids. They have gone to jail for taking their kids to a better school. But this lady gets a pass for taking her son with an assault rifle into a situation that wasn't safe. And it obviously wasn't safe because he felt like he had to kill people. Come on now. If the argument was that he didn't feel safe, that he had to shoot people because he was not safe, which means his mother dropped him off in an unsafe environment. Think about that. That's like, everybody's like, oh, he should go to jail, he should go to prison. Listen, I wholeheartedly believe that there should be some consequences for his actions, but also his mother should have some consequences for her action. Because obviously those jurors agreed that it was an unsafe environment for him. So why is this mother getting a pass for dropping her son off there? She didn't stay. She wasn't with him. She dropped him off to go do that. So I just wanted to say that as a mother, that's one of the issues that I have. I'm not going to politicize anything because I think everybody has done that enough, and we already know that the justice system is not the same for white people as it is for black people or other minorities. We already know that. But let's talk about the mother situation. Because I know people will call, people have gotten DFS up in their house for a whole lot less than dropping their kids off in an unsafe condition. Something to think about, right? Something to think about. When we think about all of us, that's something that we should really think about. Okay. I don't want to talk no more about that because it just really it disturbs me. It really disturbs me, y'all. And we talking about mindset here, so and just getting our mindset right about being good parents. Now that leads me to my next thing that I want to talk about. So something else big happened for me was my son, my 27-year-old, asked his girlfriend to be his wife. So he is engaged because she said yes. My second thing I want to talk about in Ray's recap is being a parent of an adult child is not easy because we're always going to be parents. We're all going to, but we have to decide how we tell our children what we think and like guide them without necessarily being like, this is what I say, this is what I do. You know how we used to do because I said so type thing. We can't do that when they're grown. We can't say because I said so. So it was just, this has been like a really, not just this month, but the past year really has been a lot trying to figure out how to properly parent my adult child. And when I say and he's an adult, but he's still my child. And some people are like, well, it's not any of your business, but yeah, it is. It is because it's still my child, and I want the best for him. So I would love for anybody listening, if you have adult children, to comment in the comment section wherever you live. If you see this on Facebook, comment. If you're seeing it on Instagram, comment. If you're on my YouTube channel, which I hope everybody has gone to the YouTube channel and subscribed, please, and watch some videos and let me know which ones are your best. But I need you for this one to go in there and let me know what you think. Like, how do you, as a parent of an adult, how do you balance the whole, I still want to help guide you, but I'm not trying to be, trying to tell you what to do with your life because you're grown and you get to do that for yourself. So how do you do that? And if you are an adult child who has a parent who does it right, tell me what they do right. And if you have one that doesn't, that you think that they don't do it right, that they kind of all up in your business, or it could be the opposite, that they don't say anything and you wish they did, because some people think because you're an adult you don't want your parents to help you. That's not necessarily true. Not necessarily true at all. Y'all know I only have one son that I gave birth to, but I have a couple of other children who I just kind of adopted as my children, and both of those they're older than my son, and they used to come to me and ask me stuff, and it's not as a friend, it was as a parent figure, as a mother figure. They asked me things because they really wanted motherly advice. And so I gave it to them, and they were, like I said, they weren't even my children, and they asked for it. So I know for a fact that, and me personally, I miss my mother. Because I could go to her, and even if she gave me advice that I was like, yeah, I'm not listening to that, but I still wanted to hear it. And then a lot of times I may be like, I'm not doing that, but I think back like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do what she said, because my mother was, she was 25 years older than me, so she had been in this earth a little bit longer than me, and that's how I looked at it. So tell me what y'all think, because it's really interesting. I tell you what, I tell people, the terrible toddler thing and grown thing is probably all about the same thing, because a terrible toddler ain't really them toddlers ain't listening to you. Y'all know they ain't listening to you anyway. But that's all I have on that situation. So I guess I'm going to take a quick break. I know I'm doing it early, but I'm going to go ahead and take my commercial break because when I get back, I want to kind of talk about um, gratitude and the holidays. So we'll be right back. Christmas is believed to be a magical time when angels roam the earth, bringing messages of hope and good cheer. Do you need a Christmas angel? I Need a Christmas Angel, a Christmas novella from Tolson Publishing. Kelly Benson has spent the last 5 years hiding in Chicago after her crush Gabe brought a pregnant wife home. Gabe is raising his 4-year-old daughter alone after his wife of 5 years moved to Tampa with her boyfriend. Depressed and hopeless after being fired a week before Christmas, Kelly wishes for a Christmas angel to come work its magic. Can the magic of Christmas drive the loneliness away? Will a Christmas angel bring a love Kelly's way? I Need a Christmas Angel by Raykel Tolson. Order your copy today. Available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and TolsonBooks.com. And we're back. Okay, so we are in the holidays, and I love the holidays. I don't know if y'all know, but Christmas is my favorite time of the year. My Christmas tree was up on right after Halloween. My Christmas tree was put up, and I have two now. So I have one in my office, 4.5 inch, and I got the 6.5 inch in the living room. So I'm all Christmas. I'm ready. So gratitude. Let's talk. I don't want to skip Thanksgiving. I know y'all like, oh, you skipping Thanksgiving. Let's talk about gratitude just real quick. You know, being grateful. I actually, I don't know. Have anybody went and got this journal yet? Cause I feel like it's a really good journal. Of course, not just because I did it, but it's a really good journal. And then I have like in there the weekly prayer of gratitude. Oh, I don't think you can see that. But one of the things that I did for gratitude is I wrote some things in here for gratitude, and I just thought it was like really interesting because the attitude of gratitude really lifts your altitude. Like, I know that sounds like cliche or whatever, but it's so true. It's so true because when you're grateful for stuff, it changes your mindset about being depressed or being like down or upset because you're just grateful. Because like even in a situation where you just don't like a job, maybe in a job that people are getting on your nerves, you know how people do, they get on your nerves. But if you focus on how grateful you are to have the money that you're getting from the job to be able to pay your bills, it makes that a little bit easier to go to that job, right? Right? So it just changes your attitude. When you change your attitude, it really does change your altitude because then when you go with the attitude of gratitude to your job, then you're able to maybe get promoted, get raises, and even if you leave that job, it sets you up for the next job because you've gotten that experience. You stayed on the job long enough to get some valuable experience and it moved you on. So, yeah, I'm saying that all because I'm on a job that I probably really don't want to be at. So I had to change my mindset about because it's a job that I've never done. I'm a pharmacist by trade, and so I'm doing some like case management work. I've never done that before, but that's good because now I have some different things on my resume. So when I'm trying to transition into finding something different, I don't just have a pharmacist on my resume, which I actually have some other things, but you get what I mean. So I have to change my mindset about this job because it's giving me some valuable experience to add to what I already have, and it makes me, more marketable. It makes me more marketable. So I just thought that, that to me, when I'm thinking about Thanksgiving this year, when we're sitting at the table, I'm going to up to Seattle. So when we're sitting at the table in Seattle and we're giving thanks for something, I can just be grateful for my job, and Anybody that knows me know I don't like working for people. I don't like working for people at all, y'all. But yeah, so get the journal. Shameless plug. Get the journal. I Am Blessed journal. Make a daily decision to be blessed. You can get it from www.wholesomebooks.com, or you can get it from Amazon. Whichever one, you can get it, and it'll make a great Christmas gift too. It will make a great Christmas gift because a lot of people are into journal, and then some people need to journal, especially the whole gratitude thing, because we all know that there are people out there suffering with depression, and even those that aren't suffering with like clinical depression, it's just things, the situation in the world can just make you sad and down, and so you do need something to help lift you up, even if it's, just simple writing out what you're grateful for the day or for the week. If you don't want to do it every day, do it at the end of the week. Do it on Sundays. Add that to your self-care practice, your self-care Sunday, to write out your, what you're grateful for the week, what you were grateful for, and what you are looking forward to the next week. So journaling is something too. It's something that you can actually do as a family. Something that you can do as a family. If you have younger kids, and you just kind of sit with them and at the dinner table and ask everybody what they're grateful for, and all of a sudden have them write things down. So really, journaling is a really, really good practice to help you change your mindset or keep your mindset the way you want it. Because people, we always talk about like changing our mindset, but sometimes we have the right mindset, but then stuff happen and we just like and we want to, we forget like where we are. So you just to, keep your mindset the way, stayed on what you want. Journaling is a really good way to do that. Okay, so that's the Thanksgiving now. So I don't know if you listened to my interview with Lakiba, who is the editor and the founder of Living Day by Day Community Magazine. But I actually put an article in there for the holidays called Touched by an Angel. And I just wanted to share a little bit with you guys leading up into the Christmas season. So I thought this was a good episode to do this, because I don't know if, like, when you think about angels, because I do believe angels are real. I believe in celestial beings. But let me just share with you guys the definition of how the dictionary defines angel. It's a spiritual being believed to act as an attendant, agent, or messenger of God. A spiritual being, right? That's all of us, because we're all spiritual beings, and we are having a human experience, but we're spiritual beings having a human experience. So the angels that most of us think about are spiritual beings having a celestial experience. They're not having a human experience. They have a celestial experience. And in some of the movies, those beings come down and get a human experience. So when you just think about it, though, we are all angels, and God really expects to use each and every one of us to do His bidding. Let me see how I should say this. So when we pray to God and ask God to do anything for us, we do know that God is not dropping stuff out the sky for us. God is usually laying it on somebody's heart to be His hands, to do whatever we need to happen for us. So if you're praying to asking God for a job, right? I wholeheartedly believe that God is laying your name or your situation on somebody's heart to offer you a job, or to tell somebody, oh, you know what, I need this person. Oh, you do? I can do that. And they didn't know that you needed a job, but they just talked about it, and he's like, yeah, I do need a job. That's like God laying on His spirit, hey, talk about the job opening, you know, or God telling you, hey, talk about the fact that you need a job when you around this person, because they know somebody that knows somebody that needs a job, and needs to hire somebody. So when I think of like going into the holiday season, especially because people are looking for the way that Hallmark and all these other, and even me, I wrote the book, I Need a Christmas Angel. That's what I did. I Need a Christmas Angel. I wrote the book. And I actually wrote a song too. If y'all remember, I Need a Christmas Angel. Where people during Christmas time, people are looking for angels to like, and Santa Claus, looking for angels to come and help them with their plight. And you might be the angel that somebody praying for. You might be the angel that somebody praying for. So, what is it that when Michael Jackson has that song "Give Love on Christmas Day"? Even the man who has everything um, need joy that love brings. So this holiday season, I really feel like it's important for us to remember that we are also angels, and we may be the angel that someone is praying for this holiday season. I know some at a church I used to go to. They used to have an angel tree where you pick a name and you buy gifts. So there's an angel tree at the church, and we would pick a name, and on that name, the kid would say what they wanted. Well, we would know their age, if they were a girl or a boy, and they would talk about, they would give like two, three, four items that they wanted for Christmas, and then you would get, we would buy them, and then we would take them all to the church, and they would deliver it to the children. I believe you can go online and you can do it. You don't have to have necessarily go through your church, but you can. The Angel Tree Foundation, I think, is a wonderful thing. Um, but you may know somebody who lost their job during COVID and is still trying to figure everything out, and they have kids, so they they'll need help with some Christmas gifts, or maybe even food for and I know it's like, well, everybody gives out food, but some people don't have time to go stand in those lines because they're working, or because they have a little kid, so they may not. So you may need to be the person that buys a bag of groceries or whatever, or makes some extra pies, sweet potato pies. I love me some sweet potato pie, cheesecake, because that's what we gonna have at Christmas. And so you might want to do that for someone who may be in need. Um, just, I don't know. It's, when I think about angels, it's really important to me though, because I love the holiday season, but angels, just, we have to remember that even though I do believe that there are celestial angels that God will send to help us, I wholeheartedly believe that God will lay it on each and every one of our hearts to be an angel to somebody. Um, and you've had that happen to you where you needed something, and somebody called you out of the blue and said exactly what you needed to hear. They were being the voice of God. That's exactly what they were. They were being the voice of God. Or if you've ever been, walking out of a store, especially like Starbucks. I go to Starbucks a lot. So especially with Starbucks, like you have your hands full. You got drinks for everybody. Got your hand full, and you get to the door. You're like, oh, I got to figure this out. But then somebody comes and open the door for you. They're being the hands of God. That's what they are. They're being the hands of God. Understand, you get everybody. If you if this is your first time listening to me, or if you maybe have missed if you haven't watched all of um, my podcast, but you have to know that I wholeheartedly believe that God is the everywhere equally present spirit that resides in all of us, and God expects us to be His hand and His feet and His voice. And I need you to do this not just at Christmas time, do it all the time. But this year, if you hadn't thought about that before, let this Christmas season be the beginning of you saying, hey, I'm going to allow God to use me to be an angel to help one of His children in need. Or, and Just do that. And then I want y'all to go and let me know what happens, or give me, go in the comments and let me know, ever have you ever been an angel to somebody, and you know for a fact that God laid in your heart to call somebody, and you found out they needed it, something that you had, not that you had to go and buy, that you had to get, it's something that you already had, and it was just like divine intervention. that's that's what I believe, that God does it all the time. And Christmas is the time when people actually are looking for angels. Christmas is the time that people are actually asking God, God, send me your angel. God, send me a Christmas angel. Now, when I wrote the book, of course, I had in mind that, a celestial angel would be a part of the book. But then I also, as I was writing, I was like, it just kept revealing to me how the people in her life, she has so many loving people in her life that were God sent to provide the answers and the questions, and to lead her the way that she needed to go. So, shameless plug, y'all. This book is, see how it's a short novella. It's a quick read. I love to write stories that you don't want to put down, and that you can actually read in one sitting. And it's a good story. It touches your heart, and it gives you something to hold on to. And that's one of the things that God uses us all as angels. And the other thing that another lesson in this book that I need to just go ahead and share is about the the heroine Kelly. She made assumptions, and how many of us make assumptions that, and they're usually the wrong assumptions. We usually assume wrong, and it's usually an assumption that we make that will cut off God's miraculous blessings, because we just assume that this won't happen, so we don't even look for it. When you make an assumption, y'all know that thing. If you make an assumption, if you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Y'all remember that when we were little. I used to love that little saying. But not only that, when we assume, we cut off. We cut off ourselves from the blessings, from the miraculous blessings, because we don't look for stuff. You have to go out, and you have to always be open for the miraculous. You have to always be open for the blessing. You have to always be open for the angel. Stay open. Be open to know that, God got you, and He gonna send somebody. He's gonna send exactly what you need. So don't assume that this is not gonna happen. Don't assume that that's not gonna happen. Don't assume that this person won't meet you, won't find you, or assume. Stop making negative assumptions. Why, if you're gonna assume the best. Assume that you will win the lottery. Assume, but don't spend all your money on the lottery. Okay. But assume that something good happened. Put your name in the drawing for a free whatever. Assume that you will get it. If you don't, well, okay. But assume, make the assumptions, positive assumptions, that you can stay open to the miraculous. Stay open to God sending you what you want and what you need. I think I'm out of time, y'all. I think I'm out of time. I hope that my Ray's recap has helped somebody. I have enjoyed doing it. And until next week, be blessed.